Hey, what is up, my fish tank guys and girls? Welcome to a video where I'm going to be talking about the future of the fish tank tower and what is in store for it down the road. So if you've been following my channel for a few years now, you know that quite some time ago I started what I called the fish tank tower. Let's cut to the video of me doing the unveiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, you know, I actually think, no, I'm just playing. Let's go. Let's get it though. Yeah, it looked pretty cool, right? Looked like it was going to be a lot of fun and looked like it had a lot of potential for adding content and talking about various different things on the channel. Now, initially, the fish tank tower was a good idea. I like the concept of it. I like the fact that I could do 3 different aquascapes. I could actually have different coral, different fish, different colored sand if I wanted, different lighting. I could do all kinds of things in the 3 separate tanks, and they were all part of a singular system. However, I found that over time it was just too much for me to keep up with. It was 60 gallons plus the sump, plus I don't think I ever got quite enough flow through all 3 tanks. Actually, pumping water up this high was kind of a challenge. I had to get quite a powerful pump. And then I wanted to only use 1 pump to feed all 3 tanks. So all of a sudden, you take that flow and you split it into 3, and you have some kind of flow issues when it comes to filtration and cycling water through the aquariums. Now, over time, I've talked to you guys about dismantling the fish tank tower. I removed the first tank on the top quite some time ago, and then I called it the fish tank duplex, which was this tank and this tank. Now you may be able to see that this tank is empty, other than a piece of rock that I can't get out because there's not enough space between the tank and the shelf above it. But this tank still has coral in it. There is 1 fish in there. And I mean, the tank is doing okay. I will say that these lights here, these are the Current USA Orbit Marine lights. I was never a huge fan of them. I just couldn't quite dial them in correctly. I didn't think that the coral necessarily responded to them very well. I think that is partially my doing, partially the lights. I'm not sure. Maybe if I would have spent more time dialing them in, tweaking them, moving them around, maybe it would have worked out a little bit better. However, at the end of the day, the point is I simply didn't have enough time to manage the BioCube, manage the Fluval Evo, and manage 3 tanks and a sump in my basement. It was just too much. So, after reducing the fish tank duplex to the fish tank, a singular fish tank, 20 gallon long with a 20 gallon sump, I still decided that I wasn't a fan. I don't know if it is the layout of the 20 gallon long tank, but getting even good random flow in this tank has been a challenge. Even with multiple power heads, I seem to overpower the tank and have sand blowing everywhere, or I don't have enough movement and the coral aren't happy. So after somebody posted something online selling one of their tanks, I decided to pull the trigger on what I thought was a great deal. It is a great deal. And I'm going to essentially move everything that's left in this fish tank into the new tank that I purchased. Now, that tank is this tank right here. Now, it's hard to see because I don't have, the lighting is not set up very well right now, and it's kind of a mess down here, which is the other reason why I struggle to keep up with it. But this is actually a JBJ 24 all-in-one cube. Now, it did come with the lid, it did come with the power compact lights. There was one small leak in the tank, but it was only between the rear chambers and the display section, which I have siliconed up. I will talk to you guys about it when I start talking about this tank. And the one thing that I'm very excited about is that I purchased an AI Prime 16 HD to go on this tank to help me with my coral growing woes. So basically, I'm here to tell you guys today that after this video, you will no longer see the fish tank tower or the fish tank duplex or a fish tank singular 20-gallon long tank on the channel. Now, you haven't seen it in quite some time anyway because I haven't been able to keep up with it. So I am, very excited that I'm going to be moving into a new series with the JBJ 24 Nano. I don't believe they actually sell this model anymore. They have slightly adjusted models. This is very similar to the BioCube in terms of the way the chambers are laid out and all that stuff. Right now, I'm just planning on mounting the AI Prime HD on the arm above it and keeping it as an open top, but I may experiment with trying to utilize the lid in some capacity. If one of you viewers out there have this tank and have the lid and have retrofitted an AI Prime to work within the lid, or maybe cutting part of the lid off to sort of keep down on evaporation a little bit, I would really appreciate it. I've been doing some scouring. I've been reading on Reddit and reading on fish forums and things like that, and there have been some mods, but right now I've settled on just having it mounted above the tank and keeping the tank open. So this is just essentially an announcement to tell you guys there's going to be a new series on the JBJ Nano. I'm going to talk about setting it up. I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. It's not going to be like some of my older videos where I went step by step, adding sand, adding rock, adding salt water. We're going to do a fairly fast setup in this tank, and then we're just going to kind of do updates and see how the AI Prime is doing with all of these lovely coral in this tank. So once again, I am the Fish Tank Guy. Thank you so much for checking out this video and checking out this channel. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. And, right now, that's all I've got. So until a future Fish Tank Guy video, I will see you guys soon.